Let's do our CSS battle, shall we? Fun. I think we're stacking some gradients. Doesn't that sound fun? Let's do it. Let's stack some gradients, because the other option... Because, I mean, I can pretty much do... Real easily, I can make these bars gradients and this circle a gradient, right? That's pretty simple. But, sorry, there's people. I can do that, but this spot right here, that's a little bit more tricky. It's doable, but it requires a lot more finesse. And I think I'll just make the body that. Everything else can be stacked gradients on the HTML. You know, we'll have one coming down this way to be the two bars, and then one coming up this way to be those, and it'll be perfect. So let's go that way. You know what? Gradients sound fun. It might not be the easiest. I mean, just having a bar running through as an element with a box shadow, element with a box shadow, you know, and then another element there, probably fewer characters because they're just squares, right? It's simple. But gradients are fun. Let's go. Let's do this. So I'm going to write the radial gradient first to get our little window here. 1Q to make it a circle by default. Not default, but it's just a trick so that you don't have to actually make it a circle. Boom. Look, see how few characters it is to get a circle? Otherwise, you're setting a border radius, you're setting the size, you're setting everything. And here we have our circle done in 75 characters. Like, I don't think you can beat that. So now I need to stack these linear gradients on top. And so the way the gradients work is the first one is the top layer, and then everything goes underneath it. So we're gonna put a comma, and then we're gonna write our linear gradient. And let's do the top-down one first. We are gonna have two different gradients. It looks like actually the same kind of spacing between the two bars. And there's a couple ways I could do this. I could write it with two color stops, and then, no, that's sizing and everything. I think what I'll do is I'll write it with all three color stops. You know, the first bar, second bar, third bar, right? And the second bar would just be transparent. That'll be fine. And then, do that. And then in the gradient, right? And then just position it and size it, I think, because this would stretch full length without a sizing. Since I have to size it anyways, doing that approach, because if I do a fourth line, that's when I don't have to position it. That might actually be more worthwhile. Let's go ahead. Let's just start writing it. We're going to do this, and it's going to be like 20 pixels, right? Oh, we're doing top down first. This one's more like 10 pixels. 10 pixels. Okay, so we're covering everything here. And then we're going to go here. We're going to do transparent. I do 4 zeros for transparent, but honestly, the first three can be any. Oh, I got to put a distance on this. G0. That should work. Oh, no. G is too far. It can be any three numbers, you know, right? It can be anything. And it'll still get a transparent bar on it. Right now, what's happening is we're not seeing any gradient because it's starting up here. So we're getting a yellow bar up here. I think if we change the color, there, now we see it. Yeah, it's up here. Oh, and it's applying to the body too. Let's get rid of that. Let's go star. We're gonna style the body as well, but we're gonna hide it right now so it's not in our way. Okay, perfect. Okay, so demonstrating that, what we're actually going to do with this, I'm going to start with an at, and let's say 200 pixels, and comma, space, no. How do we do it on a linear gradient? How do we do the start? Do I just have to do position? Because for a radial gradient, I could do 1q at, and then do those things. But here, I'm trying to remember the syntax. Oops. From? No, that's for degrees. Okay. I don't think I can do it unless I do 90 degrees at 200 pixels, comma. Nope. It just takes the degrees. I think I have to do the positioning. Okay. Good. Let's just do the positioning down here. What is it? Position then size? I can never remember, and I do this all the time. 200 pixels. 100 pixels. There it is. Okay, so we can make this one 0. Alright, let's get it moved down, and let's make it not pink. Oh. A8. There we go. So let's turn on the diff, and 140. Whoa! 30. There we go. I like it. Alright. So do I want to do the extra 2 color stops for this? Because what I would be doing is I'd set the color hint here for when this one stops, and then we go back to this, and 0. There we go. And so now it's wrapping around and doing all that, so I need to do one more color stop, pound, 0, 0, 0, 0, and there we go. Okay, and go to 0. Why are we not getting our second bar? Because I didn't put into second color stop. 40. Okay. Oh, hey, there we are. Nothing else needed. Okay. Now I have to rewrite this whole thing for the vertical one with just some it's pretty much going to be the same gradient, but I can't use variables because I'm in the same element, so I can't like reassign a variable within the same element. At least it didn't seem to work last time I tried. So it doesn't really matter which one of these is on top, just as long as they're on top of the radial gradient. So let's throw comma in, hit Control V. Now we're going to make the changes we need. So we just need a 90 degrees here with a comma. And then we need to change this one to 130. And this one can be 0 because it's a linear gradient, and it doesn't really matter. Now we're going to walk it over to where it needs to be. 180, 160, or 170 might be about right. No. 160, 170, 180. Okay, I think that's about right. I just need to get the widths on this better. There we go. 20, 40, and you jump up to 60. Oh, well now, looky there. We're doing all right. And now the body, we just need to margin into place with the right color. Oh no, I covered everything. It's because it's huge. So let's go margin 100. There we go. Let's get it real small. 150, 140. There we go. And on the sides, it's going to be like 170. That's it. Submit. Let's see. Let's see what we did. $99.9. No. Bad diff. Oh, well, that kind of looks sort of obvious there. Don't have to be that precise. There we go. There's a little orange line above where the body was. I think that's what threw it off. I don't want to chase this. It's so close. Why? Why is it over here? It's doing something weird on that. Let's see. Okay. Let's look at this. 171. Nope, nope. Those are good. Let's come up to this one. 131. No, 132. Obviously not. 129.5. Doesn't like that either. 130 looked better. I mean, that looks better. What are we gonna do with this? I mean, the diff looks pretty good except for this parallel. But my positioning... 0.5. See what it says to that. I hate doing half pixels. It just seems wrong. Okay, the other thing I can do sometimes is Q, because it's just different enough. Huh. 10Q seems as good as 10 pixels, and usually they're a little different. You have to change it, but still 99.9. Alright, if I'm not... Let's put that onto Q. You see the difference now. It's just slightly different. So 32. Is this the same? Am I making no difference? I might be looking at the wrong thing. A better score, yeah, because I have fewer characters. But... let's see. 44, 43. There's those weird dots right here. Let's turn off slide and compare. Like right here, you see the bright dot pixels? Those seem odd. And like maybe that's the issue. 31? But I don't know why it's doing that. Because it should be stretching the full length of the screen. It is stretching the full length. We saw it when it was pink, where it was at. 99.8. Oh, man. Alright. 32. 42. Okay. Yeah, if I'm just going back and forth on this, I'm gonna just call it. Because it's like, it should work. It's just how it... It's just the diff. You know? And why it's not happy is a big mystery to me. Okay, let's try that one. I might leave it at this, but that does... I got rid of those weird little pixels on the corners. 99.9. Still there. Yeah. Alright. I'm calling it. I'm happy with that solution. I'm not rewriting it just for the 0.1% and the diff. I've spent enough time on this. I'm gonna take it. I'll call it good. That was fun. I like writing all those gradients and getting them to fit together. Was there a better way to do the gradient? Because I did have to write two of pretty much the same one. But I can't think of a better way to do it. You could write one gradient and have two elements that have that gradient. And that'd be valid because I could just do like a body and a p tag, and then I would just be changing one variable because it was like 20 and then 40, and I could do a variable with a calc, and that's a lot of extra characters for that. Never mind. Because, you know, it's just 20, 40, 60, you know, it's like a multiple of 10. Well, it was pixels, it was cleaner, but... Okay, that's enough rambling. It's good. We're good. Have a good night. Hope we had a good... Is it Saturday? It's Saturday. Hope we had a good Saturday. Yeah, hope you did something fun. had a good time, hung out with friends, family, all the good stuff.